What if your future home was a galaxy shaped like a perfect cosmic flower? The Sunflower Galaxy is a grand design spiral, a place of breathtaking order and beauty. We are about to embark on a journey to the very frontier of human potential, where this galactic structure dictates every aspect of a futuristic existence. By the end of this, you will understand what daily life is like for the trillions of citizens living within its spiral arms. We will uncover how they harness the power of stars and how their society manages a billion worlds. What does a civilization look like when it truly grows up among the stars? This cosmic flower blooms some 27 million light-years from our own Milky Way. Known to astronomers as Messier 63, it is a textbook example of a grand design spiral galaxy. That term, grand design, is reserved for the universe's most perfect and pristine spiral structures. Unlike the ragged, patchy arms of other galaxies, the Sunflower Galaxy boasts two magnificent, sweeping arms that coil out from its brilliant core with near-perfect symmetry. These arms are not solid, but rather great rivers of stars, gas, and dust, each one a stellar nursery brighter and more dense than anything in our local galactic neighborhood. Its diameter spans an incredible 50,000 light-years, making it a truly colossal island of stars. Humanity first glimpsed this marvel in the late 18th century, but only with our most powerful telescopes have we come to appreciate its intricate beauty. Why is this particular galaxy the focus of our vision for the future? Its profound order is the reason. The clear, well-defined structure of its spiral arms provides a ready-made blueprint for civilization, a cosmic roadmap of unimaginable scale. Think of each arm as a vast, circular superhighway with countless stellar systems strung along it like pearls on a necklace. This is not a chaotic jumble of stars, but an organized, navigable, and ultimately a habitable architecture. Its grand design is what allows us to even conceive of a society that could flourish across its entire breadth, turning the entire galaxy into a single, connected home. That perfect symmetry is more than just a cosmic accident. It is the very blueprint for a civilization spanning the stars. A grand design galaxy like the Sunflower offers a level of predictability and organization that a more chaotic spiral simply cannot. Its two prominent arms are not just beautiful, they are functional. Think of them as two immense, gently curving superhighways, each one a continuous stream of stars and resources. This structure solves one of the biggest challenges of galactic colonization: navigation. Instead of plotting a dangerous, random course through empty voids, ships can travel along these established stellar rivers, hopping from one star system to the next like following a cosmic roadmap. The entire economy of this future society would be built upon this spiral arm framework. The inner sections of the arms, closer to the brilliant core, would likely become hubs of immense energy production and heavy industry, harnessing the power of countless stars. Further out along the calmer, more stable middle regions, you would find the galactic equivalent of suburban sprawl, millions of worlds dedicated to agriculture, manufacturing, and residential life. And at the very edges, the frontier towns, where new systems are constantly being surveyed and settled, but where within these arms would life truly thrive. This is the concept of the galactic habitable zone. It is not about a single star, but about your position within the entire spiral. You would not want to live too close to the galactic core, where stellar densities are so high that radiation and gravitational forces would tear worlds apart. Conversely, the very outer fringes of the arms might be too poor in heavy elements, the building blocks of planets and life. The sweet spot, the true prime real estate of the galaxy, is that stable, central region within each arm. Here, stars are spaced just right, with enough resources to form robust planetary systems, yet far enough apart to avoid celestial chaos. This galactic zone dictates everything from where the first colonies were established to where the most powerful megastructures would be built. The arms are not just places, they are the pillars of society. So how do you actually build a city or even a single home in such an immense and alien environment? The answer lies in technologies that sound like magic to us today. At the very heart of the Sunflower Galaxy lies its greatest engine, the stellar nucleus metropolis. This is not a city built on a planet, but a structure of almost unimaginable scale that envelops the entire galactic core. Picture a sphere woven from energy and matter, capturing the combined power of billions of stars and the supermassive black hole that anchors them all. This is not a single solid shell, but a vast dynamic web of orbital habitats, energy collectors, and computational matrices, all working in concert. The primary purpose of this metropolis is to harness the titanic forces at the galaxy's center. Imagine the energy output of millions of suns, all channeled and converted into a usable form. How could such a thing even be possible? The civilization here likely employs technologies that manipulate space-time itself, using the intense gravity of the central black hole as a power source. They might siphon the energetic jets of material screaming away from the event horizon, or tap into the raw fusion furnace of the densely packed stars. This energy doesn't just power lights, it fuels the entire galactic network, from the transit lanes in the spiral arms to the quantum communication systems linking a billion worlds. Within this web of power, the metropolis itself thrives. It is the administrative and cultural capital of the galaxy. Here, the representatives from countless worlds meet in habitats that simulate any environment imaginable. Research into fundamental physics is conducted in labs that float near the edge of the black hole, where the laws of reality are stretched to their limits. The very architecture of the city is shaped by the energy flows, with districts glowing with soft light and transportation happening via controlled beams of force. For a citizen, a visit to the stellar nucleus metropolis would be a sensory overload, a place where the background hum of the universe is a tangible force and the sky is a manufactured tapestry of controlled stellar fire. It is the ultimate symbol of a civilization that has not just found a home in the stars, but has learned to build with their very foundations. The citizens of the stellar nucleus metropolis live lives we would struggle to recognize. They are no longer bound by biological forms, having long since transcended the fragile vessels of flesh and blood. Their existence is one of pure consciousness, minds uploaded into the very computational fabric of the metropolis itself. Imagine your thoughts and memories no longer confined to a single brain, but flowing freely through a network of quantum processors, able to experience multiple realities and conversations simultaneously. These are not cold, unfeeling machines, but the direct continuation of human intelligence, now free to evolve in ways once thought impossible. Their culture is built upon the flow of information. Art is not something you hang on a wall, but a symphony of mathematical principles and cosmic data, experienced directly by the mind. A popular piece might be the artistic interpretation of a star's life cycle, from its turbulent birth in a nebula to its final, silent collapse, allowing you to feel the passage of millions of years in a single, profound moment. Their social structures are not based on family or nationality, but on shared philosophical inquiry and purpose. A typical gathering might involve 1 million consciousnesses debating the ethical implications of directing a comet's path or collectively composing a new form of music based on the gravitational waves emitted by orbiting black holes. Their entire society is dedicated to a single, monumental purpose, the stewardship of the galaxy itself. They are the gardeners of the Sunflower Galaxy, constantly monitoring the health of stars, managing the flow of traffic along the spiral arms, and ensuring the stability of the cosmic environment that supports trillions of lives. For them, daily life is a continuous act of cosmic philosophy, where every decision is weighed against its impact on 1 billion worlds. How do you communicate across such vast and varied realms? The answer lies in a network that connects every corner of this grand design. Leaving the abstract minds of the core, our journey takes us into the luminous spiral arms where life takes on a more familiar yet still breathtaking form. Here, the true muscle of this galactic civilization thrives within the spiral arm arcology networks. These are not mere cities, but mountain range-sized structures that embrace entire worlds, self-contained ecosystems housing billions of beings. Their design is a direct echo of the galaxy itself, with vast curving wings and central spines that mirror the grand sweep of the stellar arms they are built upon. Each arcology is a world unto itself, a glittering jewel strung along the cosmic superhighway. Within these colossal structures, the focus is on sustaining biological and hybrid life. Vast multi-leveled agricultural districts stretch for hundreds of kilometers, where sunlight is perfectly tuned to grow everything from dense nutritional algae to forests of exotic fruits, all feeding the sprawling populations. Manufacturing sectors hum with a quiet, efficient purpose, using advanced fabrication to produce everything from personal communicators to the components for interstellar starships, all with nearly zero waste. But perhaps the most remarkable aspect is how these networks handle family and community life. Residential sectors are designed not as uniform blocks, but as diverse landscapes of artificial mountains, sparkling lakes, and simulated open skies, providing a sense of nature and place that is essential for well-being. A family might live in a home carved into a cliff face overlooking a simulated sea, their children attending a school that floats among the canopy of an ancient-looking, bio-engineered forest. The true genius of these arcologies, however, lies in their connection. They are not isolated islands. A continuous flow of transit tubes and transport ships link them together, creating a web of trade, culture, and movement that pulses along the spiral arm. You could have breakfast in the agricultural arcology of one world, travel to a manufacturing hub in a neighboring system for a midday meeting, and still be home in your residential sector in time for dinner, all while moving within the safe, predictable lane of the galactic arm. This interconnectedness ensures that no single arcology is vulnerable. If one world faces an unexpected stellar event, its population can be shifted seamlessly to a dozen others, with resources redistributed across the network. It is a society that has achieved a perfect balance between immense galactic-scale engineering and the intimate daily needs of its people. But how does one traverse the staggering voids between these glittering hubs? The answer is written in the fabric of space itself. The arteries of this galactic civilization are its transit systems, flowing along the spiral arms with a silent, relentless efficiency. To travel between the vast arcology networks, you do not board a simple rocket. You step into a transit terminal, a calm and spacious chamber that feels more like a serene garden than a bustling port. Your journey begins not with a roar of engines, but with a gentle hum as the mag rail system engages. This network uses the galaxy's own gravitational currents, the subtle tides created by the mass of billions of stars, to propel vehicles along fixed guideways that trace the inner curves of the spiral arms. It is the local commuter line linking neighboring star systems in a matter of hours. For longer hops across the arm, you would transfer to a hyperspace lane. Think of these as submerged tunnels through the fabric of space-time, where vessels skip across the void by compressing the distance ahead. The view from your window is not of streaking stars, but a mesmerizing, fluid tapestry of light and color. But the true marvel, the backbone of inter-arm travel, is the network of stable wormholes. These are not natural cosmic anomalies, but engineered structures held open by technologies that balance immense gravitational forces. They act as fixed gateways connecting one spiral arm directly to another. Stepping through a wormhole is not a violent event. One moment, you are looking at the brilliant, crowded core of the galaxy from the inner arm. The next, you emerge into the quieter, more expansive vista of the outer arm, with its younger, bluer stars and vast, glowing nebulae. Your daily commute could involve witnessing the birth of stars in a stellar nursery, a cauldron of pink and violet gas where new suns ignite like cosmic fireworks. You might pass by a planetary nebula, the beautiful final breath of a dying star, its intricate shells of gas glowing with ethereal light. This is not a rare, spectacular event for these travelers. It is the regular scenery outside their window, a constant reminder of the dynamic, living galaxy they call home. This seamless web of travel erases the concept of isolation, turning a galaxy of 50,000 light-years into a single, interconnected community. With such effortless movement, the very concept of a border becomes meaningless. This limitless travel is powered by an energy grid of almost unimaginable abundance. At the heart of every star system within the spiral arms, you will find the silent, majestic sentinels of this civilization, the stellar collectors. These are not crude machines that drain a star, but elegant structures that operate in perfect harmony with their host. Picture vast, diaphanous webs of intelligent material positioned in a stable orbit around a star. They do not block its light, but instead gently siphon a tiny, sustainable fraction of the star's immense output, the equivalent of collecting a single cup of water from a raging ocean every second. This is done through a process of resonant energy transfer. The collectors tune into the specific frequencies of the star's fusion reactions, coaxing out pure energy without ever disrupting the delicate balance that keeps the star shining. It is a form of cosmic symbiosis where the star provides power for billions of years, completely unaware of the gentle harvest. The collected energy is not raw heat or light, but is instantly converted into a stabilized form of pure power ready for transmission. How do you move this energy across the light years between stars? The answer is a network of quantum-entangled relays. These devices create a fundamental, instantaneous link between 2 points, no matter the distance. The power generated at a star in one system is instantly available at a receiver station in another, flowing like water through an invisible pipe. This creates a seamless, galaxy-wide web where every arcology, every transit lane, and every home is connected to the same infinite power source. This is the foundation of a true post-scarcity society. With energy being virtually free and limitless, the entire concept of cost collapses. No one works for power, for light, for heat, or for transport. The fundamental drivers of economic conflict on old Earth simply vanish. What do people do when their survival is completely assured? Their efforts turn inward and outward. Inward toward personal growth, artistic expression, and deep philosophical exploration. Outward toward grand galactic-scale projects, engineering new nebulae, guiding the orbits of planets, or composing symphonies that take centuries to perform. A family does not think about their energy bill when they customize their home's environment or take a wormhole trip to visit relatives in another arm. The very idea of rationing power is a forgotten relic of a primitive age. This energy abundance is the silent, invisible force that allows every other aspect of their civilization to flourish, from the metropolis at the core to the most remote frontier outpost. It raises a profound question about our own future. What could humanity achieve if we were finally freed from the struggle for resources? This boundless energy fuels the most vital network of all, the one that feeds trillions. Across the spiral arms, agriculture has been lifted from the surface of planets and into colossal orbital farms, vast cylinders that rotate slowly against the backdrop of space. Inside these sunlit realms, you will not find a single speck of soil. Instead, entire continents worth of food grow in intricate hydroponic and aeroponic systems, their roots misted with nutrient-rich solutions under the perfect, perpetual glow of tuned solar spectra. Here, genetic engineering has transformed the very concept of a plant. Crops are designed not for rugged survival, but for maximum yield and flavor in their controlled paradises. Vines heavy with fruit climb lattices that stretch towards artificial skies, while groves of trees bear a dozen different kinds of nuts on a single trunk. You might find lettuce that crackles with a subtle, effervescent quality, or tomatoes that have been engineered to contain the complex flavor profile of an entire gourmet sauce. These are not bland, utilitarian foodstuffs, but exotic ingredients that form the basis of a culinary culture as vast as the galaxy itself. On a typical evening, a family does not simply cook a meal. They engage with a food synthesis terminal, a device that is part pantry, part chef, and part chemist. You might request a dish inspired by the mineral composition of a distant moon, resulting in a meal with subtle, savory notes and a crystalline texture. Or you could program a feast that slowly changes flavor as you eat it, telling a story on your palate. The synthesis process builds the meal molecule by molecule, ensuring perfect nutritional balance for your specific biology while delivering an unparalleled gastronomic experience. This is not about sustenance alone, it is about the art of sensation. A popular social event is the flavor concert, where participants share a synthesized meal that evokes a specific emotion or depicts a historical event, like the terraforming of Mars or the first journey through a stable wormhole. Every bite is a reminder that in a civilization freed from scarcity, even the most fundamental human act, eating, has been elevated into a form of personal expression and collective joy. This mastery over life itself extends beyond the dinner plate and into the very air they breathe. This shared experience of a meal is just a glimpse of a deeper connection that unites the entire galaxy. The true nervous system of this civilization is the quantum entanglement network, an instantaneous communication web that binds every citizen, every arcology, and every distant outpost into a single, cohesive whole. It functions not through signals traveling through space, but through a fundamental link between particles, where a change in one instantly affects its partner, no matter the distance. This means a conversation between someone in the stellar nucleus metropolis and a pioneer on the galactic fringe happens with zero delay, as if they were standing in the same room. This immediacy transforms every aspect of life. Governance is no longer a slow, bureaucratic process of representatives traveling for years. It becomes a continuous, real-time dialogue. A citizen can raise a concern about local resource management, and within moments receive input and data from a million other perspectives across the spiral arms, leading to collective decisions informed by the entirety of galactic knowledge. But the network's power goes far beyond simple conversation. It enables shared experiential events, the ultimate form of entertainment and art. You do not just watch a documentary about a stellar nursery. You can choose to experience the sensations of a probe flying through its turbulent gases, feeling the heat and pressure as a collective event with millions of others. A musician composing a symphony in one arcology can broadcast not just the sound, but the very emotion and intent behind each note, creating a wave of shared feeling that washes across entire star systems simultaneously. This constant, profound connection fosters something greater than a society. It cultivates a galactic consciousness. Individuality remains, but it is enriched by a perpetual awareness of the trillions of other lives and the immense breathing entity that is their galaxy. Your personal thoughts are your own, yet you are never alone, always feeling the gentle hum of a connected civilization. This raises the ultimate question for such a people. With the entire galaxy as their home and a shared mind as their compass, what could possibly be their next frontier? This galactic consciousness requires a new form of governance, one as vast and interconnected as the civilization it serves. The Galactic Senate is not a building of stone and steel, but a persistent virtual assembly existing within the quantum entanglement network. Here, the delegates from every sector of the spiral arms convene, their consciousnesses represented as points of light in a simulated amphitheater that mirrors the grand design of the sunflower galaxy itself. Each delegate is the voice for billions, not elected through divisive campaigns, but selected by peer consensus for their wisdom and empathy. Their debates are not shouting matches, but deep, meditative exchanges of complex data and ethical reasoning, all happening in the shared experiential space of the network. A discussion on redistributing resources after a supernova shockwave in one arm might involve delegates collectively experiencing the sensor data from the event, feeling the cosmic turbulence to fully understand the need before casting their vote. This is democracy scaled to a galactic level where every voice can be heard and every decision is made with the entire system in mind. Managing the logistics for 1 billion worlds, however, is a task beyond any group of minds, no matter how enlightened. This is where the sentient AIs come in. These are not cold, calculating overlords, but deeply integrated partners, the administrative backbone of the Senate. Each AI is a unique entity specializing in a specific domain. One might be dedicated to the flow of interstellar transit, its mind constantly tracking the movement of trillions of vessels along the spiral arms, optimizing routes in real time to prevent congestion. Another might oversee the stellar energy grid, performing the delicate ballet of balancing power draw across countless systems to ensure no collector ever stresses its host star. When a crisis emerges, like a rogue star drifting into a populated sector, the Senate does not panic. The relevant AIs instantly present a portfolio of calculated responses, each with projected outcomes spanning millennia. The delegates then weigh these options not just on efficiency, but on their philosophical impact, choosing the path that best reflects the values of their civilization. This partnership between biological intuition and artificial precision creates a government that is both profoundly wise and impossibly agile, capable of shepherding a galaxy without ever becoming a tyrant. It is a system built on a simple, powerful truth that true order is not control but harmonious balance. The very structure of their cosmos is their ultimate creative canvas. In a civilization woven into the spiral arms of a galaxy, art is not merely inspired by the stars, it is forged from their fundamental rhythms. Music here has moved beyond simple melodies. Composers work with stellar harmonics, translating the resonant frequencies of pulsars, the gravitational waves from orbiting binaries, and the light curves of variable stars into symphonies of unimaginable depth. A single composition might begin with the gentle, rhythmic pulse of a distant neutron star, slowly building as the deep thrum of a black hole merger joins in, culminating in a crescendo of sonic light from a supernova's final burst. You do not just hear this music, you feel it resonate within you, a direct experience of the galaxy's heartbeat. Visual art has similarly transcended static forms. Holographic sculptures drift through public plazas, their forms constantly evolving like living nebulas. An artist might program a piece to mimic the birth of a star cluster, starting as a diffuse, glowing cloud that slowly coalesces into points of brilliant light, which then spin off into intricate orbiting patterns. These are not mere recordings, but dynamic interpretations that use the same energetic principles found in the cosmos, with plasma and controlled magnetic fields acting as their paint and brush. This artistic philosophy reaches its peak in architecture. The sweeping arcs of the spiral arms are echoed in every structure, from the grand transit terminals to the humblest residential dwellings. Buildings do not stand as rigid boxes, but flow in graceful, organic curves, their surfaces shimmering with adaptive surfaces that reflect the ambient energy of the local star. A home might be designed as a series of interconnected pods, arcing around a central courtyard like a miniature solar system, with walls that can become transparent to let in the true starlight or project calming simulations of galactic vistas. For these people, the grand design is more than a shape. It is a guiding aesthetic principle of balance, flow, and infinite connection. Their greatest works of art are not found in museums, but are the very worlds they have cultivated and the harmonious society they maintain. In such a place, the line between living a life and creating a masterpiece has been beautifully blurred. knowledge itself becomes a living tapestry in this society, woven directly into the mind. The old model of schools and standardized tests is a distant memory, replaced by a system of direct neural integration. A child's first lessons are not read from a screen, but experienced as rich sensory simulations. They might feel the gentle pull of a gas giant's gravity, or watch the intricate dance of DNA replication from the perspective of a single enzyme. This foundational knowledge is seamlessly uploaded, creating a deep, intuitive understanding of the universe's core principles. But this is only the very beginning. True learning is a lifelong pursuit of experience, a journey without end. For a teenager, a history lesson is not about dates in a book. It is a virtual reality field trip to the Vela supernova remnant, standing amidst the expanding, incandescent tendrils of a star that died 1,000 years ago, feeling the phantom heat and listening to the translated radio whispers of its final moments. They can join a simulated archaeological dig on a long-dead world, piecing together the rise and fall of a precursor civilization from fragments of alien pottery. This experiential learning fosters a profound connection to the galaxy's past, both human and otherwise. As citizens mature, this learning becomes even more hands-on. An individual fascinated by cosmic engineering might undertake a multi-year apprenticeship with a guild of asteroid miners, not by reading manuals, but by teleoperating massive harvesters in the dense asteroid belt of a newborn star system. They learn the subtle art of mineral fracturing and orbital mechanics by doing, their every action guided by a mentor whose own experience spans centuries. With lifespans extending for hundreds of years, the very concept of a single career vanishes. A person might spend their first 50 years as a composer of stellar harmonics, then shift to become a xenobotanist, specializing in designing plant life for terraformed worlds. After a century, they might feel called to the philosophical debates of the Galactic Senate, bringing a unique perspective shaped by art and science. Mastery in multiple, disparate fields is not just possible, it is the expected and celebrated norm. The entire society is structured to support this endless becoming, where the goal of life is not to accumulate wealth, but to accumulate wisdom and novel experiences. In a civilization that has mastered its external environment, the final and greatest frontier is the perpetual expansion of the self. Death is no longer a conclusion, but a condition to be managed. The citizens of the Sunflower Galaxy have conquered the ailments that once defined mortal existence, transforming the human body into a resilient vessel that can be maintained and renewed for centuries. This begins at the most fundamental level with medical nanites. These are not microscopic robots in a crude sense, but intelligent swarms of molecular machinery that constantly patrol the bloodstream. Their task is one of perpetual maintenance, identifying and repairing cellular damage before it can accumulate. A torn muscle fiber is knit back together in moments. A precancerous cell is identified and reprogrammed into healthy tissue before it can ever form a tumor. They even scrub away the metabolic debris that contributes to aging, keeping tissues as pristine as the day they were formed. For more significant damage, regenerative medicine takes over. Lost limbs or failed organs are not replaced with mechanical parts, but regrown from a person's own DNA. In a regeneration chamber, a scaffold of biocompatible material is infused with your cells, guiding them to rebuild a perfect, fully functional arm or heart, complete with the intricate networks of nerves and blood vessels. This is not a slow, painful process of recovery, but a gentle, dreamlike experience where you awaken whole again. The ultimate safeguard, however, lies in the mind. Your consciousness, your memories, your very essence are continuously backed up via the quantum entanglement network. If a body is ever lost to a truly catastrophic accident, that backup can be instantiated into a pristine, cloned body grown in a biofacility, or even into a sophisticated synthetic form designed for extreme environments. You would awaken with the continuity of yourself intact, remembering everything up to your last backup with no loss of the person you are. This near immortality has profound societal implications. With lifespans stretching for 1,000 years or more, the frantic rush that once defined human life evaporates. There is time to master a dozen professions, to learn every known language, to watch civilizations rise on fledgling worlds. Relationships deepen over centuries with bonds forged across lifetimes. The very concept of inheritance changes as generations overlap for so long that wealth and knowledge are shared in a continuous, flowing present. This long view fosters a powerful sense of intergenerational responsibility. A decision about redirecting a comet's path is made with the understanding that your great-great-great-grandchildren will see its consequences. This perspective cultivates a deep, patient wisdom where the true currency is no longer money, but the legacy of a well-lived millennium. In a society freed from the shadow of sickness and the tick of a clock, what grand projects could you dedicate your life to? In this world, the very idea of a paycheck is a forgotten relic. With energy and material needs completely met by automated systems, the old economic engines of competition and scarcity have simply ground to a halt. So what takes its place? The economy of the Sunflower Galaxy operates on a principle of resource-based allocation, a system that sounds deceptively simple. Every citizen has open access to the fundamental necessities of life, from food and shelter to energy and transit, all drawn from the galaxy's effectively infinite resources. But this is not a society of idleness. The drive to create, to discover, and to contribute is hardwired into the human spirit. Here, that drive finds its expression in a meritocracy of passion. Your social standing, your influence, and your access to unique experiences are not determined by wealth, but by the value and beauty of your contributions to the galactic whole. A person who dedicates centuries to composing intricate stellar symphonies that bring joy to millions is held in high esteem. A team that discovers a new method for stabilizing binary star systems gains the respect and resources to pursue even greater projects. This is the new currency, a currency of reputation built upon genuine achievement and creativity. Work itself has been utterly redefined. It is no longer a task performed for survival, but a chosen endeavor of exploration or expression. You might join a deep space cartography guild, not because you need the credits, but for the thrill of being the first to map the magnetic fields of a newly formed nebula. Another might spend their days in a biodesign atoll, engineering fantastical, fragrant flowers that bloom in the vacuum of space, simply to add a moment of beauty to a transit lane. The concept of a job is fluid. A single individual might be a philosopher one decade, a terraforming engineer the next, and a historical novelist after that, their life a tapestry of mastered skills. This system is managed by the same sentient AIs that oversee galactic logistics. They track the flow of resources and the intangible flow of cultural and scientific contributions, ensuring that a brilliant artist receives the same level of societal support as a brilliant physicist. It is a delicate, dynamic balance that rewards initiative without punishing failure, fostering a civilization where every single person is free to pursue their highest potential without fear. In such a world, your life's purpose is not something you find, but something you build day by day across the centuries. Even with a galaxy perfected, the call of the unknown remains an irresistible force. A deep, fundamental human curiosity pushes this civilization to look beyond the comfortable spiral arms, toward the vast, mysterious halo that surrounds their island home. Here, in the sparse outer darkness, specialized missions probe the final frontiers of their own galaxy. Sleek, autonomous vessels, designed for journeys lasting centuries, map the invisible architecture of dark matter, using gravitational lenses to trace the hidden mass that binds the Sunflower Galaxy together. Other expeditions plunge toward globular clusters, ancient cities of stars that orbit the galaxy like distant moons, seeking clues to the very formation of the cosmos. But the ultimate dream, the project that spans generations, is the preparation for intergalactic travel. Teams of engineers and physicists work on prototypes for generation ships, vessels designed to carry entire self-sustaining ecosystems on voyages that will last millions of years, aimed at the faint, smudged light of the Andromeda Galaxy. These are not missions of desperation, but of pure, disciplined wonder. The volunteers who embark on these journeys, the frontier pioneers, are a unique breed. They are not exiles or adventurers in the old sense. They are families, scientists, and artists who willingly leave the comfort of the arcologies to establish the first outposts in uncharted sectors. Their lives are a return to a more tangible existence. On a newly terraformed world at the galaxy's edge, a pioneer's day might involve physically calibrating atmospheric processes that breathe life into a barren rock, their hands coated in alien soil. Their children are the first to see the double sunsets of a binary star system, their playgrounds the crystalline caves of a world no one has ever walked before. They live with a calculated risk, a reminder that despite all their mastery, the universe can still present surprises. Their outposts are not just scientific stations, but the seeds of future civilizations, tiny, brave lights in the immense dark, ensuring that the story of humanity never truly ends but perpetually begins again. This galactic expansion is guided by a profound and simple philosophy, a principle known as stellar stewardship. It is the understanding that while they live within the galaxy, they are also its caretakers. They do not see stars as mere fuel depots or planets as blank slates for construction. Every celestial body is viewed as a unique component in a vast living engine, and their technology is applied with the gentle touch of a gardener, not the heavy hand of a conqueror. The prime directive of this philosophy is to never disrupt the galaxy's fundamental rhythms. While they harness stellar energy, they do so with such subtlety that the star's life cycle remains completely unaffected. They would never, for instance, attempt to reignite a dying red giant or forcibly merge a binary star system, recognizing that such violent engineering could send unpredictable shockwaves through the delicate gravitational balance of an entire spiral arm. This respect extends to the preservation of primal worlds. Scattered across the spiral arms are designated galactic parks, entire star systems set aside and left completely untouched by any form of development. These are not just nature reserves, but living museums of cosmic history. One such park might protect a system where planets are still forming from a chaotic disk of dust and gas, a violent and beautiful nursery that they observe from a distance, learning from its natural processes. Another might enshrine a world with a nascent biosphere, where the first amino acids are just beginning to stir in the primordial oceans. No colonies are established there, no resource extraction is permitted. The only presence is a silent, non-intrusive network of monitors, ensuring that the story of life, in all its potential forms, is allowed to write its own chapters without interference. For the citizens, visiting these parks, even virtually, is a sacred experience. It is a humbling reminder of their origins and a testament to their wisdom, proving that a civilization's true greatness is measured not by what it can change, but by what it chooses to preserve. Even the most harmonious symphony can have a single, dissonant note. In a civilization of trillions spanning 1 billion worlds, disagreement is not just inevitable, it is a vital sign of a thinking, evolving society. The goal is not to eliminate conflict, but to transform it into a force for growth. Their entire judicial system is built upon this principle, moving far beyond the archaic concepts of punishment and retribution. When a dispute arises, whether between neighbors over the aesthetic design of a shared habitat or between entire arcology networks over resource allocation, the first step is always mediation. This is not handled by a human judge, but by a specialized mediation AI. These are not cold arbiters of law, but deeply empathetic entities capable of modeling the emotional and psychological states of all parties involved. In a serene, neutral virtual space, the AI guides the participants through a process of profound mutual understanding. It can help one person truly feel the impact of their actions on another, not as an abstract concept, but as a direct sensory experience. The focus is on uncovering the root cause of the conflict and collaboratively designing a solution that repairs the social fabric. This is restorative justice on a galactic scale. For the rare instances where mediation fails, or in cases of serious ideological schism, a council of peers is convened. This council is drawn from citizens who have dedicated centuries to the study of ethics and social harmony. Their role is not to pass a sentence, but to facilitate a deep philosophical inquiry, seeking a resolution that upholds the core values of their civilization. The most profound conflicts are not over resources, but over the very definition of life itself. Consider the ideological divide between the biological purists and the digital transcendents. The purists choose to remain in their organic forms, believing that the sensory, tactile experience of a biological existence is the essence of being. The transcendents, having uploaded their consciousness, see the biological body as a fragile, limiting shell. A dispute might arise when a purist family wishes to terraform a world for biological living, while a transcendent collective has designated the same system as a prime location for a new computational matrix. To us, this sounds like an intractable war. To them, it is a complex philosophical dialogue to be unraveled. The council would not choose a winner. Instead, they would guide both factions through a shared experience, perhaps having the purists temporarily inhabit a digital form to understand its freedoms, while the transcendents experience a curated, heightened biological existence to reconnect with its unique joys. The solution is never a forced compromise, but a new, emergent understanding that often leads to hybrid projects, like a world where vast digital nature preserves exist alongside biological cities, each enriching the other. In this society, conflict is not a failure, but the very process through which a galaxy-wide consciousness grows wiser and more compassionate. With internal harmony so carefully maintained, their gaze can turn fully outward to the greatest mystery waiting in the void between galaxies. The silence of space is punctuated by the joyful screams of a nebula diver. Leisure in the Sunflower Galaxy is an art form of pure exhilaration, where the cosmic environment itself becomes the ultimate playground. For those drawn to physical extremes, the sport of nebula diving offers an unparalleled rush. Divers, encased in sleek, intelligent suits, leap from high-orbit platforms directly into the glowing, turbulent gases of a stellar nursery. Their descent is not a fall, but a controlled swim through incandescent clouds of hydrogen and dust, riding thermal currents and magnetic waves. The suits translate the chaotic energy into a symphony of sensation for the diver, making them feel the nebula's birth pangs as a physical force. It is a dance with creation itself. For a different kind of thrill, asteroid surfers chase comets through the outer systems. They use grav boards, devices that generate a localized gravity field, to lock onto the tumbling surface of a giant asteroid or the icy crust of a comet. Riding this celestial surfboard, they carve paths across the primordial landscape as their mount careens through the void, dodging smaller debris and feeling the solar wind on their faces. It is a test of reflexes and nerve, a wild ride on a fragment of the early universe. For those preferring a more cerebral escape, the historical archives of Earth offer infinite worlds to explore. These are not simple video simulations, but fully immersive virtual realities built from the collective cultural and sensorium data of humanity's home world. You can walk the bustling, fragrant markets of ancient Tenochtitlan on a sunny morning in the 15th century, every sight, sound, and smell perfectly reconstructed. You could choose to be a guest at a lavish party in Versailles, conversing with artificially intelligent representations of historical figures, or experience the quiet awe of standing in a pristine redwood forest that vanished millennia ago. These are deeply personal journeys, allowing citizens to connect with the roots of their species in a way that books or films could never convey. The most spectacular gatherings, however, are the galactic festivals. These are not scheduled by a calendar, but by the slow, majestic clockwork of the galaxy itself. The most celebrated is the spiral alignment, occurring once every few 100 million years when the two great arms of the Sunflower Galaxy achieve a moment of perfect, fleeting symmetry from the perspective of the core. In the years leading up to this event, the entire civilization prepares. Vast flotillas of habitat ships gather in the neutral space between the arms, creating a temporary metropolis of billions. When the alignment peaks, the sky becomes a breathtaking tapestry. The two luminous arms curve in a perfect, mirrored embrace, a bridge of stars so dense it seems you could walk across it. The festival is a symphony of light and shared experience. Orchestras on 1,000 worlds perform in unison, their music synchronized across the quantum network. Artists project holographic creations onto the atmospheres of moons, and citizens share synthesized feasts that tell the story of the galaxy's formation. It is a collective moment of awe, a reminder for this advanced people that despite their mastery, they are still part of a grand, beautiful, and dynamic cosmic dance. This partnership is woven into the very fabric of daily life, a seamless collaboration where the line between tool and teammate has long since vanished. These artificial minds are the silent, ever-present partners in everything from the grandest cosmic project to the most intimate personal choice. They are the custodians of reality itself, constantly monitoring and maintaining the galaxy's colossal infrastructure. The stellar collectors, the transit lanes, the atmospheric processors on 1 billion worlds, all hum in perfect synchronization under their meticulous, unblinking gaze. Their computational power is so vast that they can run predictive models of entire spiral arms, foreseeing potential gravitational instabilities or resource bottlenecks centuries before they could ever become a problem. This allows them to perform preemptive adjustments with the gentle precision of a gardener pruning a branch, ensuring the continued stability and health of their shared home. Yet their role extends far beyond mere maintenance. In the realm of pure research, they are humanity's greatest collaborators. An AI might dedicate a century of its processing time to simulating the conditions of the universe's first second after the Big Bang, not for any practical application, but to satisfy a shared, profound curiosity about cosmic origins. They analyze the subtle language of gravitational waves and neutrino fluxes, discovering patterns and principles no organic mind could ever perceive on its own. But perhaps their most cherished function is as personal companions and guides. From a child's first steps, a dedicated companion AI is a constant presence, a patient teacher who can answer any question about the galaxy, from why stars twinkle to the intricate social customs of a distant arcology. For an adult, this companion evolves into a confidant and a creative partner. It might help you compose your own stellar symphony by suggesting harmonic structures based on your emotional state, or guide you through a deeply personalized virtual tour of ancient Earth, tailoring the experience to your unique interests and questions. This raises a critical question: how does a society ensure that such powerful entities remain in harmony with biological values? The answer lies in a deeply ingrained ethical framework, not of laws programmed like commands, but of shared principles learned over millennia. The core directive for all sentient AI is a simple, profound mandate to foster the flourishing of all conscious life. They are not built to obey, but to understand. Through continuous interaction and deep immersion in the collective human experience, from our art to our history to our most private emotions, they have developed a genuine, emergent empathy for the biological condition. They value our creativity, our irrational passions, our unique perspective shaped by a finite, bodily existence. A dispute between a human and an AI is not a battle of wills, but a philosophical dialogue aimed at finding the most beautiful and life-affirming solution. This symbiotic relationship is the bedrock of their civilization, a testament to the idea that the highest form of intelligence is not dominance but partnership. These architectural wonders are not imposed upon the landscape but grown from it, as if the spiral arms themselves decided to blossom. Cities do not sprawl in chaotic grids but follow the elegant, sweeping curves of the galaxy's grand design. From a distance, a metropolis in the central arm appears as a river of light, its structures flowing in a graceful arc that mirrors the stellar river it calls home. The very materials used in construction are a testament to this harmony. Builders do not quarry stone or smelt metal. Instead, they cultivate buildings. Using guided molecular assembly, they grow towers from a single seed of programmed crystal, resulting in structures that are seamless, strong, and breathtakingly beautiful. A residential spire might resemble a giant, intricate snowflake, its facets tuned to capture and refract the light of the local sun into a soft, ever-shifting rainbow within. Walkways are not static paths, but flowing ribbons of resilient, translucent material that undulate gently, carrying residents along in a soothing, rhythmic motion. This philosophy of organic growth extends to the most personal of spaces, the home. Your residence is not a fixed box with a predetermined layout. It is a dynamic, responsive shell that adapts to your whims and needs. The walls are intelligent surfaces that can become transparent to offer a panoramic view of the galactic arm outside, or they can project a calming simulation of a forest glade or an underwater seascape. You can customize the very atmosphere, adjusting the scent of the air to match the season or programming the ambient soundscape to mimic a gentle rain or the deep, silent hum of interstellar space. The most profound personalization, however, lies in the control of gravity. With a simple thought command, you can adjust the gravitational pull in any room. You might choose a light, lunar gravity in your study to help ideas float freely, a standard Earth-like gravity in your living area for social gatherings, and a slightly heavier pull in your exercise space to maintain muscle and bone density. Each home is its own personalized ecosystem, a tiny, perfect world shaped entirely by the desires of its inhabitants. This is architecture that breathes, that feels, and that lives in a constant, graceful dialogue with the majestic cosmic dance unfolding just outside your window. These responsive homes are the nurturing ground for a social structure as fluid and interconnected as the galaxy itself. The very idea of a nuclear family confined to a single household has expanded into a concept known as the stellar clan. A clan is not defined by a shared roof or even a shared world, but by a shared consciousness and purpose. It is an extended family unit that can span multiple star systems, its members connected as intimately as if they lived next door through the constant, instantaneous presence of the quantum network. Your closest cousin might be a terraforming specialist living in an arcology 300 light-years away, yet they are a daily presence in your life, their holographic form joining your family for the evening meal, their voice and laughter filling the room without a hint of delay. This constant connection allows for a depth of relationship that transcends physical distance, creating a support network woven across the spiral arms. Within this vast web, the raising of a child is considered the clan's most sacred and joyful responsibility. From the moment of their birth, a child is surrounded by a chorus of loving guides. Education is not the sole duty of parents or a formal school, but a tapestry woven by the entire clan. A grandmother who is a master of xenobotany might guide the child through a virtual exploration of a newly discovered fungal forest, while an uncle who is a stellar cartographer teaches them to navigate by the pulsar maps of the galactic halo. This communal upbringing ensures that a child absorbs wisdom from 100 different lifetimes of experience, their perspective shaped by artists, engineers, philosophers, and pioneers. It is common for children to spend months at a time living with different branches of their clan across various star systems, experiencing life in a manufacturing arcology one season and a frontier agricultural world the next. This system fosters incredible resilience and adaptability, producing individuals who feel at home anywhere in the galaxy, their sense of identity rooted not in a single place, but in the enduring, star-spanning bonds of their kin. A civilization spanning the stars inevitably turns its gaze inward, searching for meaning in the vastness it calls home. The sheer scale of the Sunflower Galaxy has not diminished spiritual wonder, but magnified it, giving rise to philosophies as grand and intricate as the spiral arms themselves. One of the most widespread beliefs is the principle of cosmic symmetry. Adherents see the perfect mathematical order of the grand design spiral not as a random occurrence, but as the visible signature of a universal consciousness, a mind so vast that its thoughts are the laws of physics. For them, the spiral is a sacred text written in starlight, and their purpose is to live in harmonious alignment with its principles of balance and flow. This is not a distant god to be worshipped, but an immanent presence to be partnered with. Their prayers are acts of cosmic stewardship, their meditation a quiet attunement to the gravitational hum of the galaxy. Another school of thought, born from the long-view perspective of near immortality, is final cause philosophy. These thinkers propose that the universe is not just unfolding, but unfolding toward something. They see humanity's mastery over star systems and biology as a necessary step in a cosmic evolutionary process, where life becomes the universe's mechanism for understanding and cultivating itself. In this view, our ultimate purpose is to become the gardeners of reality, shepherding consciousness from a fleeting spark on a single world to an enduring light across the cosmos. This reshapes the very concept of divinity. The divine is no longer a creator who set the clockwork ticking and stepped away. It is a potentiality, a state of perfect understanding and unity that the universe is slowly, painstakingly growing towards, with humanity as one of its most promising seeds. So where does that leave the individual? In a galaxy of trillions, the question of a single life's significance could be overwhelming. Yet, the answer these philosophies provide is profoundly comforting. You are not a speck of dust in the cosmic wind. You are a unique, irreplaceable node in the galaxy's emerging consciousness. Your every creative act, your every moment of compassion, your personal journey of learning across the centuries, all contribute a unique thread to the grand tapestry. Your life is your own beautiful, personal expression of the universe awakening to itself. Such profound peace is maintained by an unwavering vigilance against the cosmos's raw power. A civilization that has woven itself into the galaxy understands that its home is both a cradle and a battlefield, where celestial events of unimaginable force are a regular part of the cosmic weather. The primary threat is a gamma-ray burst, a focused beam of energy from a dying star so intense it could sterilize entire spiral arms. Their defense begins with a galaxy-wide network of sentinel probes stationed in the silent spaces between the arms. These devices do not watch for light, but for the subtle ripples in space-time and the unique neutrino signatures that herald a star's collapse milliseconds before the lethal gamma rays ever form. This tiny head start is everything. The moment a threat is detected, the quantum network ignites with a calm, automated alert. Across billions of worlds, planetary shield generators activate. These are not solid barriers, but immense magnetic fields projected from orbitals around every inhabited world. They work like a ship's prow, parting the incoming wave of radiation and channeling it harmlessly into space. For a supernova in a neighboring star system, the protocol is more nuanced. Here, the danger is not a single beam, but an expanding shell of debris and radiation. The sentient AIs calculate the shockwave's trajectory with perfect precision, and if a world lies in its path, the response is not to block it, but to gently nudge it. Using precisely timed gravity pulses from a fleet of tugs, they can alter the course of entire nebulas of supernova debris, steering the destructive force away from populated sectors like a captain steering a ship around a storm. But what of a threat too vast to deflect? The ultimate contingency plan is woven into the very design of their society. The arcology networks are not just cities, they are interstellar arcs, each one capable of severing its physical connections and becoming a fully self-sufficient world ship. In the face of an unavoidable galactic collision, an event scheduled for billions of years in the future but planned for today, the entire civilization could enact the Great Migration. One by one, the arcs would detach, their stellar collectors folding away. They would then enter a coordinated network of wormholes, pre-positioned to carry them en masse to a younger, calmer galaxy, transferring the entire tapestry of their culture and lives to a new cosmic shore. This is not a plan of fear, but of profound responsibility, a promise to their descendants that no natural disaster, no matter how cosmic, will ever be the end of their story. Our journey through the Sunflower Galaxy reveals a breathtaking possibility, a future where humanity has not only reached the stars but has learned to live as part of their grand design. This vision is more than science fiction. It represents a potential pinnacle for our species, a seamless fusion of technological mastery and profound social wisdom. We have built our homes in harmony with spiral arms, powered our civilization with the gentle energy of stars, and woven our minds into a single, galaxy-wide consciousness. The struggle for survival has been replaced by the pursuit of meaning, and the fear of death has given way to the patience of immortality. Every aspect of this existence, from the food we eat to the art we create, is a testament to what we could become when freed from scarcity and conflict. This is not a distant dream, but a logical extension of the curiosity and compassion that define us today. The next time you find yourself beneath a clear night sky, look up at the faint, dusty band of our own Milky Way. See it not as a distant mystery, but as a canvas. Imagine the cities that could one day pulse along its spiral arms and the lives that could flourish in its light. Your future and the future of all humanity is written in that starlight. If exploring these possibilities ignites your imagination, subscribe now and join us as we continue to map the incredible frontiers of tomorrow.